Hey guys, it's me again. It's Monday. We survived another Monday. Look at that. And next weekend, it's a holiday weekend and hopefully a 3-day weekend for some of you guys. And I know it is for me. I'm pretty excited about it. Um, so a few weeks ago, actually, it might have been more than a few weeks ago. I don't know. I put in my stories asking everybody what kind of readings they wanted me to do. And the first response that I got was a divine counterpart reading. I don't remember who asked for it. I'm sure when you see this, you'll be like, hey, that was me. This is for me. This is for you. It's for you. It's for anybody who is drawn to watch it. Please take what resonates, leave the rest. It might not today, it might tomorrow, it might next week. Switch the roles if you need to. I personally associate divine masculine with a male, divine feminine with a female, as far as a counterpart goes. But I know I got some dudes that watch, my videos and subscribe to my page. And this is for you too. If you feel you have somebody in your life who's your divine counterpart, this is for you. It's for anybody. So this reading was actually turned into a monster. I was not intending on having this many cards. But I just go like with all my readings. It doesn't matter. I do not limit my readings. I don't limit my cards. You give me the question and I pull until Spirit relays all the messages that need to come to you. And then when Spirit's like, that's enough, that's enough. Anyway, so I'm going to stop the rambling because this is like the 10th time I've tried to record this video. So I actually want to get through it and get it up for you guys. So maybe it can help you. Maybe you've had a rough day today. Maybe that's why Spirit, had me do this tonight, because somebody out there has been chewing their fingernails off, trying to get some clarity. Well, the very first 3 cards I'm going to show you hopefully give you some kind of clarity. Like I said, switch the roles. So I use my White Witch Tarot, which is a major arcana only deck, to set the theme for the reading. And I pulled the Emperor, which is Aries, fire energy, and divine masculine energy. Flip it if you need to. Divine counterpart energy. I'm going to try to say divine counterpart, but if I say divine masculine, that's just how I associate it. You call it however you want to call it. So this was a really great first card to pull because it definitely sets the tone for the whole reading. So then I pulled some oracle cards, and then I pulled some tarot. And as you can see, under guide, I pulled the Emperor card. I'm like, oh, well, now I've got 2 emperors. So I'm like, definitely whoever you're watching this reading about is definitely your divine counterpart. And Spirit's like, yep, because I clarified the Emperor with the Emperor. So basically, Spirit was confirming what Spirit had told me. Yep, this person is your divine masculine. This person is your divine counterpart. This is your person. Do not question it. That's one worry you can check off your list. It's so great to be able to check a worry off the list. One less thing you have to worry about. So we pulled family guide, grief, fresh start, unawakened. That's key right there. And barrier. Your person that you're watching this for, they're not awake. We're awake because we're watching this. We know, we have an understanding. We are fully aware and awakened to this journey and everything that comes with it. Not even just the divine counterpart part of it. The whole making you your best self. When you're not awake, you're not working on making you your best self. You're You're the Fool. I'm going to come back to this, because normally I find this to be a very positive card. In this reading, Spirit's like, yeah, not so much. And it goes with the whole unawakened bit, and the whole, being, and I'm not saying that they are completely unaware or completely unawakened. Some of y'all's people are partially awake. They know enough that they know that whatever you guys have is different, but it makes it scary and it makes it hard. And because they're not doing the work on themselves, they don't want anything that's hard. They don't want anything that's a challenge. They don't want to work on themselves because it's too much work to be your best self for your divine counterpart. You want an emperor in your life. You've got to think enough of yourself and love yourself enough to know you want an emperor, not some unawakened, half-awakened, poor decision maker. And that creates the barrier in this part of the journey. This is not the whole journey. This is just part of the journey. This divine counterpart is what, for most of us, awakened us in the first place. I've been slowly awakening since I was in my early 20s. I'm going to be 44 in a couple months, so, but it wasn't until like 3 years ago when I got drop kicked by the universe, and they're like, oh, you're not only are you an empath, which I already knew, but you're clairvoyant and you're clairaudient and you're clairsentient, and look at all this stuff that you can do. And then I'm going to take away the person that started you, because you need to be on your own right now and they need to be on their own right now. And that's just how it works. That's just a little tidbit about my experience. All you want is a fresh start, but with that longing for that fresh start comes grief, and you both experience grief. You experience grief because you're awake and you know, and they experience grief because they're not awake or partially awake and they don't know. They know just enough. But they, like you and me, they have guides just like us. Their relationship with their guides are different, of course. My guides talk to me all the time, and my guides are just as much of a smart ass as I am. So just know that they do get divine intervention. They do get syncs. They do get signs, but they don't get more than what they can handle, and they don't get more than what they're awake to. Just a good analogy Spirit told me to use is think about before you were awake. Think about just your life before you were unawakened to all of this. I mean, I really honestly can't remember a time not being awakened. I mean, I know I was, but I don't remember what that felt like. But try to remember what it feels. Put yourself in their current shoes, their current situation. You'd be like, what? This is no. No. Well, that's where they're at. Like I said, some of these divine counterparts, no, they know that there's some telepathy, but they're still like, they know that there's a difference in your connection than with other people. They know, but they're not awake enough to understand and embrace it. You want somebody who can embrace it. You want an emperor. You want somebody who is awake, who is taking care of themselves so they can contribute to taking care of you. You always want to be able to take care of you first and foremost without anybody else in your life. Nine of Pentacles, independence. You need to work on you. We're not showing you that top card yet. You need to always work on you. You. Even if one day you and your divine counterpart are together, they do not come before you. Nobody comes before you. And part of this journey is learning your own value, your own worth, and knowing that you don't deserve any less than an emperor. Period. No half-assed, no people who hide truth or lie. No. Emperors only. King, even a king. King is fine. So as far as this part of the journey goes, that's a huge barrier. Being unawakened is a huge barrier. And all you want is a fresh start. Now with the family card, Spirit very specifically told me to tell you that this, as far as this family card goes, it's just letting you know that the decisions that they're making, Spirit said this back to this Fool card, that they're making unawakened, irrational decisions, have nothing to do with you. They have to do with everything on their end of the ball, everything in their life. Nothing to do with you, nothing to do with your connection. It's all about them. Any crazy spontaneous decisions that they're making, and some of them are out there doing that, doesn't have anything to do with you. And if it doesn't have anything to do with you, don't involve yourself in it. I'm going to state the obvious here. Heartbreak. Heartbreak across the board. Heartbreak for you, for them. Heartbreak is what brought you into this journey. We've all experienced heartbreak, even before we were awake, when we were just in, regular relationships and karmic relationships, and, even relationships that aren't anything to do with our divine counterparts. Trying to figure out how to word what Spirit's telling me. Everybody is inevitably going to break your heart until you get to that one person that's not going to, and that's your person. You just have to persevere. You just have to be strong, and you have to fight the temptation to accept any less than what you deserve. And that's what you deserve, is you deserve an emperor. You deserve your emperor, your divine counterpart. I was going to skip over it, but I'm not going to. Death. Death is not death. It is. It's definitely the ending of something. But with the ending of something becomes something new. Balance. What dies is reborn. Reincarnation. You yourself, your old person before you were awake, died, and you were reborn into this spiritual divine being. This is also happening with them now. You went through it, they have to go through it. I didn't go through mine alone completely. I had a couple people with me on my journey, and someone who's still with me on my journey, and if you're watching this, you know who you are. But I went through a lot of it alone and had to figure out a lot of this on my own. And I think part of that, that isolation is, we need that. But the Four of Swords, that's about healing and recovery and isolation. Being, there you go. I showed it to you by accident. But sometimes, even, I was going to say sometimes our divine counterparts, instead of healing and being alone and being in solitude, they go out and do dumb shit. Well, sometimes we go out and we do dumb shit too. Because every now and then you got to feel something other than pain. Even if it's wrong, you still need to feel something other than pain. Something other than this heartbreak. And I do not mean going out breaking the law. I do not mean going out and doing immoral or bad things. I just mean doing things you wouldn't normally do. You can take that wherever you want to take that to. If your divine counterpart has done something or is doing something that's really off key for them, then that, fits for you. But with the Hermit card, a lot of this journey and a lot of, healing, is the hermit, being a hermit, going within yourself, searching your soul, finding out who you are. And when or your divine counterpart, both of you, bring other people into your journey, well, that's not healing. That's immersing yourself into someone else's life, or someone else immersing themselves into your life. And well, that's not healing. That's not taking the time. That's not going within yourself to figure out who you truly are. So you're benefiting from this journey 100%. And you know what? And that's their journey, or that's your journey. That's how it works. Doesn't always make sense. Just like they're, looking at you and going, well, this doesn't make sense. Well, you're looking at them and you're like, what you're doing makes no sense. But if you're focused on yourself, you're not focusing on what they're doing. And that's okay. That's part of growth, and that's part of understanding, and that's part of, that the whole thing with the emperors. You want to be in the emperor energy. That's great energy to be in. And then I pulled the Five of Pentacles. More being isolated, more being alone. I'm not saying sit in your house and cry and be by yourself, 24/7 unless you're at work. But just meditate. Do the work. Work on yourself. Focus on you. And then before you know it, when you're so focused on you, time is going to fly. And before you know it, some little tap on the door, or a sound on your phone, a message will come through and they'll be like, hey, I missed you. Where have you been? Well, they're not physically missing you. They're missing your energy, because you have that 3D energy. You have that telepathic connection. You have that 3D. I said 3D, 5D. My brain's in the 3D right now, apparently. You have that 5D connection. And when you're focused on yourself, you're not giving them much of that energy, if any at all. And then they're going to miss that. Now, I'm not saying don't go out intentionally pulling your energy away from them to get them to come to you, because it doesn't work that way. You can't do that. When you're truly, 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 truly focused on yourself, there's not much energy to give to them. And that's okay. A lot of them don't deserve your energy, especially right now. Like I said, the energy has been really super wonky and heavy, but not like depressed heavy. I don't know. I can't explain it. If you've been experiencing it, then you know. And then the bottom of this deck is the Lovers and Independence, working on yourself. Yes, the Lovers. It's about two people. It's a twin flame connection. Twin flame, soulmate, whatever that person is for you. Some of us are lucky enough to have both. I mean, we all have multiple soulmates, but some of us have multiple soulmates that have come into our lives quickly and, together to continue to teach us lessons. And I have a best friend soulmate, and I have, other male soulmates, and you're probably watching this too. So, hey, you know who you are. Because I've told you that you are. That's what's 3 under. Oh, healing and recovery, 4 of Swords. We already looked at that. So make this journey about you, and not about the other person. That whole divine counterpart, having your person in your life, that is like icing on the cake. Yeah, Spirit's like, no, there isn't really anything else. You've rambled enough. So I pulled some twin soulmate cards. I pulled intimacy issues. That does not mean that they don't want to have sex with you. It's not anything to do with that. And 6 is the Lovers card. The Lovers. 6. To me, sex is about gonna word that wrong if I say it like that. If I say it the way I was going to say it. See, when I say something, it's not right. When Spirit prompts me to say something, it's correct. This is not about sex. It's not that they don't want to have sex with you, the physical act of sex. When you are with a spiritual connection, whether it be a twin flame, a soulmate, any level of soulmate, that sex is different. It is not the same as just going out and having a hookup. This is spiritual energy that's being transferred from one divine being to another. That's intense. Not everybody is built for that. Spirit's saying that's what that means. And then controlling means you're both trying to control the situation. Spirit says you're trying to control it for the outcome that you want, and they're trying to control it from the outcome that they want. Instead of letting Spirit take over, everybody is pulling one, it's tug of war, spiritual control. Stop doing that. And then comes with drama. That's another thing. When they're unawake, they are surrounded by drama. With whatever's happening in their lives, there's definitely drama. When people are awakening, it definitely causes drama in a family. They get confused. If, I'm not saying all, some divine counterparts are single, they struggle with, do they want to stay where they are because it's comfortable, or do they want to shift out of that to grow? That's a personal decision. Whether somebody wants to stay in a relationship or a marriage. Some of your divine counterparts are just simply with a karmic. They're in a karmic cycle. They are with a particular person to learn a lesson. Does not mean they're going to be with that person forever. And if you're with somebody that's not your divine counterpart, it doesn't mean you're going to be with that person forever either. Some people are just brought to us to teach us lessons. And then I pulled the 10 card, which is a superficial bond. You do not want a superficial bond. You want this. You want an emperor. You don't want something superficial that could come with lies, that could come with hiding things, just anything that doesn't benefit you, that's low vibrational. You do not want low vibrational. And then the bottom of this deck was prideful. Part of being unawakened is being full of pride and fear-based ego. Oh, Spirit said pick it up. Divine union. When everything is right, when everybody's, I'm not even going to say finished doing the work, because we're never done doing the work. But I do believe that there is some healing that you can only do with your divine counterpart. With your divine counterpart. Not for, with. And I think once we get far enough along and we've worked on ourselves and we've done the work and we've done everything that Spirit tells us to do, because Spirit controls us. At least that's how it feels sometimes. This journey controls us instead of us, controlling our lives. But we all have control over our lives, whether it feels like it or not. We all make our own conscious decisions. But, there's roadblocks and detours and anyway, so now I'm just rambling. And Spirit says we're done. And my throat's starting to get blocked. So that's definitely Spirit's like, all right, it's time to cut this. Because you're talking too much. Anyway, so if you want follow-up, message me. We can, book something. I hope this helped. Drop a comment if it did. Or if it didn't, like I said, this will be up forever. You can come back and watch it. And there I am. Hi. Hey, everyone. So, I hope everybody has a good night. And I can't believe that this is like a 25-minute video. Anyway, so have a good night, and I will talk to all of you soon.